Hey everyone, today I am here to explain the poem The Road Not Taken. The poet of this beautiful poem is Robert Frost. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. In the poem, The Road Not Taken, the road symbolizes our life. The poet says that the path that we don't choose in our life is the road not taken. He describes his feelings about that choice that he had left in the past. The path which we have chosen decides our future, our destination. The important message that the poet wants to give is that the choice that we make has an impact on our future. And if we make a wrong choice, we regret it but cannot go back and change it. So, we must be wise while making choices. Now, let us look at the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Two roads diverged. Diverged means separated and took a different direction. In a yellow wood means a forest in the autumn season. And sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveller, long I stood. During an autumn season, the poet was walking in a forest, and then there was a diversion. There were two different paths, and he had to choose one out of them. He could not travel both the paths at the same time. And looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means dense growth of plants and bushes. The poet kept standing there and looked at the path very carefully, as far as he could see it. Before traveling on one of the path, the poet wants to know how it was. He was able to see the path till a curve, after which it was covered with dense forest. So, it happens in our life as well. When we have choices, we have alternatives, but we have to choose only one out of them. We take time to think about all the pros and cons, and then we take the decision of choosing one out of them. Now, let us look at the second stanza. Then took the other just as fair. Fair means as good as the other one. And having perhaps the better claim. Better claim means better option. Because it was grassy. Grassy means full of grass. And wanted wear. Wanted wear means less traveled. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. The poet kept on looking at one of the path, and then he decides to walk on the another path. He felt both the path equally good, but the road which he had chosen was more grassy. That means it was a less traveled road. But after traveling for some distance, the poet realized that both the roads are similar. Even in our life, we take a decision and think that as better than the other. But everything has its advantages and disadvantages, so we should always be ready to face them. Now the third stanza. And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. The poet says that both the paths were similar that morning. Both had leaves on them and no one had stepped on them. He decides to walk on the one path that day and keep the other path for another day. But he doubted that he will ever be able to return or not to try the other path. Similarly, even in our life, once we choose an option, we must keep on moving ahead with that option, and we never get a chance to come back and take the other option that we had left earlier. And now let us look at the fourth and the last stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Sigh means deep breath. Somewhere edges and edges hence. Hence means here in future. Two roads diverge in a wood. Here wood means the forest, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Here in the last stanza, the poet says that in future he will take a deep breath and say that once upon a time he had reached such a point in life where there were two options for him to travel, and he had chosen the less traveled road, which gave him a different experience, as only a few people had walked on that road. The poet sends a powerful message that people should think wisely before taking a decision, because the decision we take will have impact on our future or rest of our life. So, this was the explanation of the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. I hope you have understood the poem. If you have any doubt or any suggestion, please write it down in the comment section. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.